There one, I see you. I see the weight you're carrying, the swirling thoughts, the tightness in your chest. I feel the overwhelm you're holding so tenderly, trying to make sense of it all. But my friend, know that you're not alone, and you're not broken. This moment of heaviness doesn't define you. It's a fleeting sensation. It's a wave passing through. Kind of a call to pause, to breathe, to remember. Remember that there is the other you that is loved, that is kind of an unconditional love, and you've been distracted from the wave of thoughts, from chemistry of emotions, and you've forgotten that you are this purity, a supported being that is kind of guided, but sometimes you lose a sense of it. Especially when your path feels uncertain or you're surrounded with people who don't understand you. Know that within you there is a stillness, a wisdom, a feel that has never left your side. And I want you to find this part of you, to trust it, because it is your higher you, always present, always steady, always knowing you're enough exactly as you are. Sometimes the problem is that you think way too much out of these overwhelming sensations that came out of thoughts that are not even yours. And if you would learn to think more out of this stillness, out of this higher you, the present you would notice that you don't need to think or actually overthink everything, because actually everything unfolds eventually. You just need to take its part. Like in Taoism, there's a word Wu Wei, which kind of explains the effortless action. Sure, many times our life feels like we need to put a lot of effort in, but actually when the time is right and we put in the work, it almost feels like it's effortless because we moved with the flow. It doesn't say wait for it to happen. Actually in Taoism, there's a concept of constant action, but I also see resting as a sort of action. Like you decide to rest. It's also a certain type of an activity where you decide to put your body down and to just consciously breathe and just consciously observe. It's also a certain type of action. So the concept says that you get in touch with the stream. Your body is plugged to it. You're part of it. And Wu Wei says that there is something called effortless movement, which just means you get more in tune with the needs of that stream. And you will notice that something takes over. So before I take you further on this message, I just want to remind you that maybe spend a little less time in your thoughts and overwhelming sensations, and learn to spend more time in the stillness you can find. Like you can develop a practice that can turn into a habit where you just check in with yourself from this state of stillness, and you observe. You just like kind of check your body, like what's happening. You just pause and breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. It's a single deep breath that can be the anchor in any chaos. When you pause, close your eyes and let your breath remind you that right now is all there is. And maybe in that single moment, there may be a spark of thought that comes from within, from that inner mind or higher mind. And that's when you start simplifying your life. You recognize that most of the overwhelm comes from thinking about too much at once, especially right now when many things may be happening in your life. You may be thinking about way too many things you have to do, but you can't do all the things at once. You only can do one after another. So when you focus on one step and then to the next one, you recognize that calmness will ground into your body. So focus on just the next right step, not the entire, staircase or whatever. And learn to feel without judging yourself, like why you're being so tough on yourself. Like, I get it. You want progress, you want to get better, you want to become stronger, or you want to become more resilient, or whatever it is that you want, but my friend, it's okay to feel what you're feeling right now. It's okay. It doesn't define you anyway. And tomorrow you will be more resilient, obviously, because you're not running away from yourself anymore. So slow down a little bit. Overwhelm is not a flaw. It's kind of a signal to slow down and care for yourself, like you've done a lot. You've done some hard work today. You've done some good things for yourself and most probably for someone else. And maybe you've done some bad things as well, but yeah, let's reflect on it and let's see how tomorrow you can repeat less errors than you did today. That's why all this overwhelm is calling you to slow down. So then you can also let go of some kind of perfection you hold in your mind. Like, I'm a perfectionist. And I've started to love this part of me because it helps me to improve my work to such a degree that I'm really satisfied with it. But sometimes it's also annoying because even when something is good, it's not good enough for me. So sometimes I need to let go of it. Sometimes I've recognized I don't need to do everything or anything at all. I just let go. And then when I let go, I notice that a sense of clarity takes place that really reminds me of what truly matters. So I love the perfectionism, but I don't allow it to control me. Sometimes you just need to remind yourself that what you've done is enough for now. For the present level of knowledge and awareness you have, it's enough. You don't need to be too hard on yourself. It's enough for now. And tomorrow you will maybe do a better job. So you learn to understand that sometimes letting things go, letting activities go, letting projects go, letting whatever is causing you to feel like you haven't done enough with it or you haven't become enough. The best thing you can truly do at these moments is to acknowledge that it's okay to feel like that, but also it's okay if it's not on your ideal level yet. You see, you have quite some life in front of you, and it's actually the process that makes your work better, not a single act, not a single project. I'm an artist, and today I'm sharing a painting with you. And painting taught me a lesson, an incredible lesson. Like, the next painting will be better than the previous one. And therefore I don't need to, force way too much with one single project to make it the best possible, because still The next one, I know that it will be better. So it's not like making it perfect. It's like just keeping up doing it. And I know that after hundreds of paintings since today, my work will improve a lot. And it's same with everything. Sometimes you don't experience the wanting growth, but hey, just don't stop. And eventually everything will click. Yeah, quickly click. And also understand that what I've mentioned at the beginning about the Wu Wei, rest is productive as well. Rest isn't a break from progress, it's a key part of it. Give yourself permission to step back, even for a little while. Because firstly, you deserve it. Secondly, it's maybe not part of your nature. Like, if you've been growing up at a place like I did, you've been kind of a weak person if you've been resting in the afternoon, like, you know, these power naps that now we call. So I've never been doing that. I thought like it's for weak people. My grandparents were quite hard workers. And many times, you know, people were laughing, like, why would you rest? It's a day, it's a sunny day outside, like, why would you rest? But then I've started using this, you know, kind of a hack, like people call it now a hack, the power naps, like 20 minutes of power naps. Sometimes I do a yoga nidra, where you just lay down and you rest your body. You give your body permission to rest. And I've noticed that when I finish it, I feel more renewed. I feel like I would reset my mind, reset my brain, reset my nervous system, and I have more energy. So I've recognized, well, it's really not an act of weakness, it's an act of smart doers. So know that, well, sometimes when everything goes completely against your plan, maybe all you need is a quick rest, like 10 minutes of rest. So you reset your body. And your brain will go into alpha brainwave frequency if you really relax. So you will become more creative around what you're doing. So don't be surprised if during that rest you will actually get hit by an idea that can change the course of whatever you're working on. It will also help you to zoom out, to remind you that this moment is just a small part of your life. In a week, a month, or a year, this feeling will likely be a distant memory. So trust that you will move through it. Okay? You got this, my friend. So I will leave you here. I hope you found some value in today's message. Let me know in the comment section what's maybe your biggest challenge right now. It can inspire me for future topics, but it can also show other people that they're not alone. And also write what's your coping with it, like what helps you to inspire someone that's going maybe through something you've already figured it out. So let's share some love, let's share some support in the comment section, because it can serve as a guidance for someone who's still feeling lost. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for watching, and also big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art on AttractPassion.com. With that, you're supporting this mission so we can keep going with daily inspiration. I'm posting daily videos, as many of you know that. And yeah, your support is very appreciated. Also, thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community. And till next time, one love.